Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Cologne podcast. I'm Ryan.
I'm Mike.
And today we're going to be talking about Roja Dove's Enigma. / Creation in America.
That's right. Did you see that Robert donated us some coffees there on buymeacoffee.com/Cologne podcast?
I did see that, and we're both very appreciative, seriously.
Thank you. And Robert, we want to let you know, in your email, you had asked us to do some Guerlain, and we've got those samples ordered, and they're coming in. Should be here in a few days, so let's say probably one of the next week's episodes for you, bud. Thanks so much for your emails and your encouragement, and also thanks for buying us the coffees.
Seriously, man, thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. And to anybody else that has or will be doing that in the future, thank you.
That keeps us going, not only financially helping us get fragrance samples and things like that, but it also is such a huge encouragement to us.
It is.
When you do that and leave a comment, let us know what you think. You can leave a review there like Robert did. You can say, spray it up, y'all, like Lance did. We greatly appreciate that. So somebody asked for Brut. We're going to hook them up with Brut, do an episode on Brut. But first, let me tell you what I Am Staka says on Fragrantica about Creation E / Enigma by Roja Parfums.
Ooh.
He or she says, nothing for younger people, not even middle-aged people. This is a 45-plus person who loves bar environment, alcohol, strangers, and STDs.
God bless.
Wow. I'm taking you don't like that, I Am Staka.
Oh, well, with that being said, let's get into our one-night stand review of Jean Paul Gaultier's
Ultra Mall. Yeah. One night stand review.
What'd you think about it?
Well, initially it was way too sweet and way too strong. That does settle down in a couple of hours, but it doesn't settle down much.
Yeah. It's not to say it's a bad smell. Again, I think we both really appreciated it. It was a really good smell.
Yeah.
Sweet. But I think me and you are past the date of expiration on wearing something like that.
Yeah, and maybe we're not, but we think we are.
Yeah.
Maybe we think we can't pull that off, and it is more popular with the opposite sex than we would think.
Yeah.
But I think for our own personalities, and look, we're getting into the hot heat of summer here in Texas. So that's not a fragrance I'll even be touching. Even if I thought I could pull it off, I would not be touching for another 7 months.
For sure.
You know?
I'm with you. Yeah.
But with that, right now, I'm just leaning a little bit harder towards citrus, fresh, earthy tones. Like I'm really getting into those right now, which is kind of strange because when we first started this, I was all about the sweet fragrances.
You were, man, for real.
And maybe it's because I knew that they were a little more mass appealing.
Yeah.
You know, not just like designer wise, as it goes with females out there.
Yeah.
Typically, sweet, spicy fragrances go hard out there.
They do.
But now that we've started sampling some different ones, my palate has changed a little.
It's matured a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. So because of that, I don't think I'll ever buy Ultra Mall.
I definitely won't. But again, it's not that we're against it. I'd say anybody under 28 can probably rock that.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
I think for me, if I was going to buy it, I could see myself getting about 10 mil of it.
Yeah.
And just having it for whatever. I'm going to have to be in a wild mood one day to throw that on. But, I mean, you're only going to need a couple of sprays because that shit is strong.
It is. That was one thing that was shocking. I will say that. It's actually a good quality. You're not going to have to spray a bunch of that stuff on to like really get a good whiff of it because it was pretty stout because I'm used to the just regular Le Male.
Right. This one's ultra.
I was telling my wife Sarah after we sprayed it yesterday, I was like, it kind of makes me not want to wear even my Le Male now.
Yeah.
Because I feel like maybe I've outgrown that smell. Even though I really do like that smell. It's very barbershop, fresh vibe. But yeah, it's almost kind of scarred me in a way.
What did she think about it?
She didn't like it on me because it was too sweet. It wasn't that it was a bad smell, but she was like, yeah, that's not you at all.
Right. And you're normally the ones that she likes on you is normally the Acquadigios and the Spice Bombs.
Yep. Spice Bomb Extreme, Acquadigio. Believe it or not, that original Giorgio, she's kind of on every once in a while, but yeah. So
okay. There you go. Not really for us. Doesn't mean it's a bad scent. It just means you younger guys out there, you got a real shot with this. I know it is popular with the ladies, so just Ryan and I are not popular with the ladies. So all right, let's get into scent of the day. Roja Parfums Creation E/Enigma.
Yes, this is a part of his Cologne Parfum line. Me and Myke have kind of deep dive into this with him, and we've been really kind of a fan of his stuff, and this is one of them that's so different.
Yeah.
This is one when I would see people talking about it, I was really interested because I was like, man, if it's what they say it is, that would be pretty cool, because they talk about it being kind of a bubbly, up in the air kind of smell.
Yeah.
You know, like a Coke and stuff, and I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, let's go to town. One thing I will say about Roja Dove and his line of fragrances is that I've never seen one that's a replicate of something already out there. Every time I smell something from him, it's like smelling it for the first time.
Exactly. And yes, I can definitely tell you, even when you're spraying it, you kind of see it hit and you feel it hit the air. This thing is like, it's not like a Coke per se. It's more like a flat Coke kind of smell, I guess.
Yeah, it's not, and I'm going to...
Or a flat root beer smell.
Right, yeah, I'm going to go root beer on it.
But it does have that bubbly to it, which is so interesting.
To me, it smells wildly different on the paper as it does to the skin.
Yes, it is. I will say, I do feel like it's an older, I don't want to say to what the reviewer said and what you read. It's not that old.
It's not 45 plus.
This is probably 30, mid 30 and up, but it's definitely like a baller scent to me.
It's definitely sophisticated.
Yes. God, I love this thing, man. It smells so good.
But it's like fun sophisticated.
Yes, it's so different, man.
It's not like you got to wear a button up with this.
No.
It's more like lounging, but it's the day that you have a nice pair of pants on and a nice shirt, but not a dress shirt, and maybe you decide to wear a watch that day.
Absolutely. In fact, that's exactly... So I've worn this. I wore it, me and my wife's 10-year anniversary. That was this past month. We went out and I dressed up just like a nice black t-shirt, blue jean pants, nice shoes. My only good watch I have.
Right.
And man, I did lace up with this, and man, I just felt fucking amazing walking out because, dude, it was a little bit before this heat's done hit us down here too. That's one thing. I don't know if this is something I would wear in this kind of weather right now with it being so fucking hot.
Yeah, well, in the evening maybe.
Yeah,
I could see, and there's something sexy about a warmer night. Like a warmer summer night, and you have a fragrance and your skin gets a little sticky and it starts kind of popping off pretty good.
Yeah.
There's something sexy about that.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But yeah, I wore it out and I was like, man, this thing, I just feel good wearing this shit.
Yeah.
It smells high quality. It's refreshing. It's the most, in fact, I'll say this, and I know we smelled Elysium in this too. Between these two, these are like the ones that really open me up to wanting to smell different things because they're so abstract compared to what we've grown up smelling. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's why I'm like, dude, this shit is crazy to me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that smell, man.
It's like almost sweet, but then there's something in there, and this really goes to say something about Roja Dove. The way he balances out a fragrance is like you almost think, like when you start smelling it, you almost think it's going to go all the way in the direction of mega sweet. Mm-hmm. Then something stops it, and it has like a bite to it.
It does, man. It is so badass smelling. It's unlike anything I've smelled. That's the best way I can put it. I know I'm not doing it really any justice by saying that. And what's weird about this is that, it came out a couple of years ago. So he released a line, I want to say it was like 5 of them that were Cologne Parfums, or like supposed to be a hybrid.
Right.
So I guess Cologne meaning it's supposed to have kind of that brightness to it up front and then the longevity of a parfum on the bottom of it. But this is one of the ones that stood out. What's funny is that it didn't trend that good until pretty much last year. And then towards the end of last year is when it finally started picking up. So nobody's been talking about this for about a year and a half.
Wow.
And then now it's like blown up. But I don't know what was so stagnant about it prior to 2020.
Right.
But yeah, dude, it's different. I'm in love with it. I love this thing.
It does have those cognac type vibes.
Yeah.
You know, I think I saw that was kind of one of the notes.
Yeah.
And it does kind of remind me of that. But the parfum of it, not this Cologne parfum, but the actual parfum of it doesn't have any soda reference to my mind. It smells like straight cognac whenever I smell that one versus this one.
That's right, because you actually smelled that one. I haven't smelled that one yet, but you had smelled that one separate. And so you don't think it has any of the bubbly aspect of it on the parfum version of it.
Yeah, I don't know that it kicks up really hard or feels very soda in it. I only got to smell it one time. It was a brief encounter. But smelling it, I was like, oh, I actually do. And at that point, you had just gotten this in and we had tried it.
Yeah.
And then not too much longer, a few days later, I went up there and I smelled that. And I remember at the time not vibing this one that hard because it did remind me kind of like root beer almost, you know?
Yeah.
And that one smelled more boozy and I really like that. But now that I'm kind of coming back to this, other than that first time, I think this is really the only time I've ever sat down and really kind of studied this with my nose. But now I kind of like that sort of Crown and Coke vibe that it's giving.
Perfect example, yeah. And it's, you know, again, I haven't smelled the other one, but I do love the bright opening. When you really do spray this on, and of course we're in a lot of heat right now, but when you're spraying it on, you kind of get that in the atmosphere around you for a little bit, that opening of a Coke.
Right.
It's like, psh, it's like, man, it's so amazing. It's entertaining, man.
Yeah, it kicks off. This, even though it feels playful, I think it's kind of got a bad boy vibe to it.
Yes. Yes.
Because the funny thing is the review we read earlier was kind of talking about if you like smoky bar rooms and STDs and blah, 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 whatever. Maybe I wouldn't go that far. I'd say if you're Daniel Craig Casino Royale type of guy and you want to be a bad boy and this is dressed down, this is hanging out, I could see where this will put off a sort of bad boy vibe. I can see that.
So for somebody you think wearing it, you think it's somebody that's dressed down a little bit, they're chilling out.
Yeah.
And they're just kicking back being a bad boy.
That's right. Ooh. You're saying something when you put this on. So I don't think somebody's spritzing this on every day.
No.
But I think it's one of these things. You're just hanging out with a group of friends, but maybe one of those friends you kind of dig and you want to just say something to them without saying something to them. This is it. This is the way you do it. Now, if you're hanging out with a group of friends just chilling and you don't have a thing to say, go designer in that scenario.
Yeah.
Because this bottle's going to put you back.
Yeah, for sure, man. And speaking of kind of like pricing, so it is for us Americans, it's about $2.90.
Okay.
But I will say, because Mike knows I talked to him about this in Elysium like 24/7.
Right.
And I'm like trying to find it, you know, legit. And I did find that if you go to Neiman Marcus, we're not sponsored by them, but if you go to Neiman Marcus online,
nobody would believe that we were, Ryan. I don't think you have to tag that in there, okay?
Just want to make sure. But if you go to Neiman Marcus's online website and you sign up for their email, they give you 15% off. So drive out, free shipping. You can get this for $260.
That, to me, that's a great deal.
It is definitely a great deal. It's different. And we both have seen, well, let me just kind of spill a little bit of information. Mike surprised me. He actually bought me a bottle of Elysium.
Well, let's rewind it back a little bit. It was Best Friends Day. Okay. This is going to sound cheesy. It was Best Friends Day. Ryan, obviously my best friend here. And I know not only him, but both of us have been obsessing over this fragrance.
Yes.
And not just the fragrance, but behind the fragrance is the man.
Yeah.
Who I feel like in our time is a fragrance savant.
Yeah, he's a fucking artist, man.
He is incredible. The Michelangelo of perfumes.
Yeah.
It's not just buying a cologne. It's not like I just showed up and gave you Mont Blanc Explorer.
Yeah.
But in saying this, it says something because I know it means more than just a cologne.
Oh, yeah.
It means so much more to us because it represents so much more. Yeah. And in covering Creation E, we know that when Roja Dove puts out one, it's not like he's like, oh, God, I need to come up with something quick. Like, you know, funds are getting low.
Yeah.
That guy he is expressing his inner self and communicating a story to whoever he sits down and thinks, who is Enigma?
Yes.
You know, there's something special about that. So in the way, I knew that this wasn't just buying a cologne for my friend.
Exactly.
It was something a lot deeper. And I think, too, if you are looking for a gift and you want to get Creationy or you want to get Elysium or something like that, it will say more than just like, oh, I bought you a smell good fragrance.
I can attest to that.
Because the presentation is incredible, but not only that, the scents are so unique and sophisticated that someone's going to smell it, they're going to have a reaction to it. They're either going to love it, they're going to hate it, but they are going to respond.
That is one thing, and he kind of prides himself on that, is the fact that he knows that not everybody's going to like his stuff.
Right.
And I do like that he just approaches that way because it allows him to be free and make what he really wants to make.
Yeah.
And to touch back too on what you were saying on presentation, that's another reason why I brought it up and I opened this box up so we could look at it. When you're spending $260 for this, if you were to go through Neiman Marcus to get that 15% off, dude, the quality from opening to closing on this thing is incredible.
Yeah.
The design of the bottle, the weight of it, the feel of it, the packaging, and then when you open, I mean, dude, this thing is sick.
The funny thing is too, is that I've been with a couple of retailers that sell like Creed. Yeah. So even though I didn't buy the box, I got to kind of open up the box and look at it, look at the bottle. And this is over $100 less than Creed.
Yeah.
And it feels like 1,000% more.
Mo better.
Definitely Mo better. Yeah. It feels more luxe.
Yeah.
Than even Creed, and you're spending less on it. So if you want a true experience, and we're speaking about this from the value proposition side.
Yeah.
I know this isn't in everybody's budget.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's not really in our budget. This was a special thing that I wanted to do for Ryan because he's my absolute best friend, and we're walking through this together and enjoying fragrances and stuff. Will he get something like that next year? No, he won't. He'll probably get a Starbucks gift card for $30. But so I know this isn't like an everyday buy for people. But when you do, I will say you're going to feel like you got your money's worth.
Oh, for sure. I 100% agree, man. And to go back to Creationy/Enigma, the scent and what I know what the quality of the packaging and everything is going to be, this thing is, to me, well, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Okay. Skip it.
Sample it.
Buy it.
What are you going to do, Ryan?
Well, you've already bought me Elysium. And that was...
So you're buying me Creationy?
Yeah. The funny thing is, Mike was like telling me, man, you should get that Creationy, because I kept going, man, they're so expensive. I could probably only get one. I'm going to tell my wife to give me one for Christmas. And he kept going, man, Creationy, get Creationy.
Yeah.
Because he was surprised me with Elysium.
Right.
But
I didn't want to come out and say it, but as soon as I bought it, I sent him a picture.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't wait to get back and let you open this, but I got you.
Yeah. So for me, because I have smelled it and I've been privy to wearing it a few times now, this will definitely be one that I buy. And obviously pricing puts a lot of people out, including myself. That's why it's going to be a Christmas present to myself.
Yeah.
And that'll probably be the only thing that I
Christmas,
get.
birthday, anniversary, vacation fund.
Yeah, it's all in one for me.
Yeah.
So, but I do think people should sample it. And I would say if you've never smelled Roja Dove's line, I think it's rojaparfums.com. But I would order his discovery set of the Cologne Parfums, which comes with 5 different ones. You can get this one, Elysium, Danger, Scandal, and Vetiver.
Yeah.
And I think they're, I don't know what size, what are those, 2 mLs or something like that?
Yeah, they are.
So definitely you can experience that. I want to say it was like $40 or $50 shipped, I think.
It's worth doing it.
Yeah.
Because
you know what you want.
Yes. Even the packaging is nice on that. Now, I mean, it is a sample set, so, you know, don't expect it to like have gold flakes in it or anything like that. But you will be able to check them out and feel the depth that really comes with such a special type of fragrance.
For sure, man.
As expensive as they are for us, even if you're getting them at the discount, even if you walk out $260, at least for our budget, that's still a little too high to be daily driver every single day.
Yeah.
But if that is in your budget, I would drop the $45 and get the discovery set and see what really fits your personality.
That's exactly what we did. Well, I take it back. The first thing we did, we went to myfragrancesamples.com.
Yeah.
We got a decant of Elysium and Creation E, and then we got a free, he sends a free one, but he sent free of Scandal.
Scandal, yeah.
And then after I smelled, I was like, wow, I need to smell the entire thing.
Yeah.
So we went and did that. And then immediately from there, we kept going, man, well, both of us were like, God, this Elysium is incredible.
Yeah.
And then we're both going, Creation E is incredible.
I know something is special when the first day I try it on and go out there, if I get pounded with compliments, I'm like, wow, this is really saying something.
Yeah.
That doesn't always work. And look, there are plenty of times I probably wore a compliment getting fragrance and didn't get a compliment.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, man, and I thought Elysium was going to be closer to the body and a little less projecting. But man, I got hit by so many compliments that day wearing Elysium that I was just like, God, someday I'm buying this. You know what I mean?
I'm going to buy it for Ryan.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm going to buy it for Ryan and say, hey, you should leave that at the studio so we can get some extra B-roll clips, you know? I know we're kind of getting off topic here, but basically, if you get the sample of it, you'll be able to wear it out a little bit and see what really vibes with your character, you know?
I agree, man. So there you go.
You're saying sample it.
I'm saying for sure sample it. I mean, because of the price point, I could never tell anybody just to straight up blind buy anything. I definitely say sample it. And I will say for the price point for any of these, this is something I'm probably, because I'm just not that loaded, I would not be just willy-nilly spraying this stuff every day.
Sure.
So, but yeah, for the price, man, this thing is sick, dude.
Yeah, I'm going to say the same thing. Definitely sample it.
Yeah.
I think if you don't buy Creation E, I think you would buy something from Roja Parfums because the guy is Leonardo da Vinci.
He really is. It's crazy, man. I just got to touch back on the sample thing. Like you just said, you may not like this, but there's probably something there. When I think about the range of these fragrances that he put out in this set, some are like really not timid, but they're kind of like, one is on a scale of like 1 to 5 as far as being intense. One's a 1, and then the 5th one is a 5.
Right.
Like, because there's one that's like, whoa. Like,
yeah.
You got to be prepared for it.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I love everything by Roja Parfums. I don't. There are a couple of fragrances we'll do episodes on that I will never buy and have zero interest in having a decant of it, you know? And that's not to say that I don't love the company or that I don't love Roja Dove, but the fact is that he is clear about when he makes a scent, it's for a special somebody.
Yeah.
I'm not the everyman that fits in every situation. So I know there's some that work for me and I enjoy it. There's some that don't. I think you should try them out and see. You may not love Creation E, but I bet you'll find something that really speaks to your personality. Because if you're like, man, I'm a guy who likes pepperoni pizza, then Roja Dove's the guy who is hand folding the dough and has a brick pizza oven and throws all the ingredients together and cooks it in front of you and brings it out as soon as it's done.
Yeah.
If you like Pizza Hut, and Roja Dove is just like the highest end version of that. You know what I mean? So if you are a guy who really likes a vetiver fragrance or really likes a certain like noir type fragrance or something, I keep saying that because that's the only one that sticks in my head because I smelled Tom Ford's Noir first. And so every time I smell one that's in that vein, I'm always like, reminds me of Tom Ford's Noir. I'm not saying it's not as good because in times it's sometimes better. But I just, for some reason, always go back to that. But there are scents like that in there. And I guarantee you, if you buy the sample set, you'll probably find something that aligns with your favorite type of special fragrance. Maybe not an everyday, but a special fragrance for sure.
Well, there you go.
Boom.
That is Roja Dove's, or I should say Roja Parfums Creation E / Enigma.
Yeah. And I know we've got some fans across the pond.
Yes.
So we just want to send all of our love and say thank you for giving us Roja Dove.
Yeah, for real. This stuff is crazy.
This man is a legend.
Yeah.
All right, next episode, we're going to be checking out a newer fragrance by Dolce & Gabbana.
Ooh, which is going to be Light Blue Forever.
Yes. I'm excited about it. I want to say you showed me it right when you got it. And it's an interesting one. It's not the route I thought they were going to go.
Me neither. I was not prepared for it. And I was a little surprised by it.
Yeah.
In a good way.
So be sure to check that episode out. Again, thank you so much for all your emails and all your support through buymeacoffee.com/Cologne podcast. We really appreciate it. That keeps us going, keep us energized and excited about making these episodes for you.
Yeah, exactly. And make sure to hit us up, write us at thecolognepodcast@gmail.com. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram. I know they're bear with us.
We'll get there.
We're trying to get there.
And if you're listening and you haven't subscribed or followed us on streaming platforms, that means a lot to us. We do get those numbers, and that lets us know how we're doing. So if you haven't already, be sure to do that. That would mean the world to us.
For real. All right. With that being said,
spray it up, y'all.